Shop at Majestic Supermarket for kind and courteous service. In addition to your grocery list, we also stock perfume and gift sets, household items, over-the-counter drugs, pet food and accessories, footwear, mini hardware items and much more. It's a one-stop shop. We accept TT cards, links and credit card. Visit us at the corner of Little Koma Road and Komodo Main Road, Komodo. Telephone contact 643-94104, Majestic Supermarket.
Welcome to our program, Journey of the Soul Towards a Structured World Spiritually. The important aspect of this is spiritually. Many times we create goals, we create objectives, we make plans. However, what is important is to do a excellent job on yourself so that as you walk through the plan that you have made, there are no regrets. Sometimes when we want to achieve the goal too quickly, we make mistakes. And a mistake that is made, it is past. Sometimes you can correct the issue physically, but the aspect of making a mistake, of regretting, and if that regret caused hurt, upset, or even damage to someone, then the regret will affect you more than anything else, silently. And that can be called this sort of aiming high but trying to reach there too quickly. The journey, sometimes with its obstacles, as we all know, we find ourselves in the quicksand of obstacles. Now, quicksand is a deadly thing. If you are in the quicksand, you cannot help others. So it is important in terms of whatever goals we have in our lives. Health, there are so many things on health now. Education, fixing a house, building a house, having a family program, getting a child married, whatever it is. And sometimes there are things that are not so good that we have to fix. Even that is a goal. And if something has gone wrong relationship-wise, and we have too many of this now, dear friends, too many issues with relationships and neighbors and close family, those are the things that are omnipresent now. How many families, groups of people, even clubs and organizations, where people, you have a cohesive impact. Everything runs in a manner in which even if something goes wrong, the famous Mahatma Gandhi statement, when things go wrong, you must not go wrong. Very easily and quickly, we sometimes take issue if somebody puts some pressure on you. But if you step back, that pressure they are putting on you, change your perspective. That person is playing a role. That is a soul, a child of God, playing that role through that body. Whether they are aware or not aware of the outcome of their attitude, their actions, their visions, the words they speak, that is their business. Sometimes we try to fix others using the wrong method. You can't take a Phillips screwdriver and fix a flathead screw. No. You need the right tool. Otherwise, you may damage that something inside of there. So, in the same manner, stepping back and creating a vision. More so today's program, I want to encourage that we should have a spiritual vision. The soul is on a journey, whether it is 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, 80, or some people live to 90 and 100 years now. But if you don't have a journey, you are just existing and you fall inside of the drama of the ordinary objectives. Work hard, get married, have children, build a house, get further education, whatever things you want to do. But at the end of this journey, the soul doesn't die. You have heard that 1,000,000 plus 10 times. But if we have not realized that we are a soul, a spiritual being, then something is amiss. We need to walk the talk and, so to speak, talk less in the process of walking the talk. We have too many advisors here. Wherever you turn, someone is an expert in giving you advice what to do. The best advice you can give someone is to stay on the rails of recognizing that you, the soul, spiritual being, tiny infinitesimal point of light that is non-physical, you are a child of God. You don't have to be godly and dress up in all this kind of garb and chanting and so. That is good to a point. That must be respected friends fully. That is the platform, how that person sees it for growth. Respect that. Life is all about one person, you. And in these times of real turbulence, family-wise, town-wise, country-wise, region-wise, globally, there's too much turbulence, particularly in relationships. I spoke about it some time ago. They are the gross vices like greed, anger, attachment, lust, false ego. But this little insect that is called jealousy is something that eats away the roots of the benevolent virtues that every human being has. Mercy, forgiveness, understanding, cooperation, and of course, happiness, a sense of love that has appreciation, love and appreciation married together, respect and regard. What happened to those things? We should write a list of that, and every morning take a look at it and ask yourself, which virtue am I going to practice today? That is called self-managing leadership. We need to lead ourselves. And the more we qualify ourselves and we go into the reality, more so the spiritual reality of a mode of spiritual ascent, this is not easy. We have to be determined to do that. The more we are on that platform, that roadway of moving in our lives, then naturally we'll develop the strength, the power within to better manage ourselves. How many times at a final ceremony you would hear this person has gone to God, he has gone to some great religious personality, some deity, whatever it is. Again, I want to emphasize, respect those things tremendously. That is the one side of personality where they are aiming for higher. But if we are not in the day-to-day walking the talk of our lives, qualifying ourselves to be at that level when the soul departs from the body, then something is missing. When a child goes to school, he doesn't start at tertiary level at university and then come down to college level, secondary level, so to speak. No. He starts at the level of qualifying himself as a child, then growing, and according to the efforts, the enthusiasm, the parental support, simple things that are so important, the child moves up. Now move away from the child as in this body, child of God. We have to qualify ourselves for these great statements you hear at final rites and funerals. This person has gone there. Okay? So you take a very, very mature look at their lives and ask your heart, not your head. Heart and head is two different things. Are two different things. Ask your heart, your deep feelings. Where am I going in terms of qualifying myself for such a high destination? Can you take a step back right now and look at all the people who you know on a regular basis, who you interact with? Are they qualifying themselves so that, and we live in a time of suddenly, if suddenly or at the right time, old age, whatever, the blessings of that, it does come and departure takes place. Has that person qualified himself to go where the people who are officiating, whoever they are they going there? This is something to think about. We have to go there in a visionary manner whilst we are here in this vehicle. So then you become conscious, you become aware that this is my destination. Look at all the physical things we do towards the objectives we make, respected friends, to attain something. And guess what? We are successful. But in the process of attaining what we have to attain, to get, to achieve, if along the way we are hurting others, we are doing things which are not aligned to going to meet God or your favorite deity, then the person officiating has to be accused of telling a lie. They are not wrong, they have a vision and they want to see you reach your highest stage. That is the type of family love and cooperation we need to have now. Very often you would hear, very quickly people will say, I fed up with this one. Who gave you the right to be fed up? You have a life, you can walk, you can talk, you can eat food, you can earn some money, you can probably renovate, fix your house, you can go out with friends, and you fed up? What about somebody who is lying in a hospital bed, very sick, and they're just waiting to die, and you fed up? That is short-term thinking, that is immaturity. I'm not insulting anyone here. This is knowledge. We have to put it into practice. We need to come out of that mode. As I mentioned at the beginning of this program, that is quicksand. If you are in the quicksand, respected friends, you can't take others out. You have to come out. If you are in an aircraft and something goes wrong and the oxygen masks come down, you will have to put on your mask first before you can help others. So it's all about us. The great fortune of being able to walk, talk, eat, make a joke, pray, meditate, they have fortunes that are worth much more than money. Let's take a break.
Shop at Majestic Supermarket for kind and courteous service. In addition to your grocery list, we also stock perfume and gift sets, household items, over-the-counter drugs, pet food and accessories, footwear, mini hardware items and much more. It's a one-stop shop. We accept TT cards, links and credit card. Visit us at the corner of Little Koma Road and Komoto Main Road, Komoto. Telephone contact 643-94104, Majestic Supermarket.
Welcome once again. So in order to be able to attain spiritual heights, so to speak, there has to be an aim, an objective for the soul. The other things come after, because inside of our meeting the things we want to attain in life, so to speak, our awareness should always have that feeling of I am playing a role. Truly speaking, we are all playing roles for whatever time we have in our bodies. And one good cue to think as a student of the Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University, also known as the Raj Yoga Center, you should write this one down. Always feel I will have to do this again. Soul is eternal, the drama of life, matter, etc. is eternal. The world is like a drama stage. So you play your part, you come off the stage, and when that time comes again, you will be required to play that part again. This attitude and approach brings you closer to your perfection. It gives you the petrol to be able to withstand obstacles, dear friends. It is the duty of obstacles to come. That is the world we are living in now. But the vision we have, the understanding we have towards obstacles should always be, these things are for my spiritual growth. If you blame others, the creation of the thought of blame, you are the author of that. The drama is going on. We have to ensure that our part in the drama, we are conscious that we are adding value. If you look at the food industry, you will see many advertisements, and sometimes on the labels you will see added value. They have added some ingredient towards better health, towards better immune system, towards building something in your body that needs to be fixed. In the same manner, the soul needs to have an attitude of added value. And this gives you this great thing that is needed now, patience. When we don't have patience, we become a patient of our incorrect thinking. Patience is one of the greatest virtues in today's life. If I can't do it today, it will be this evening or tomorrow, or I will pull back, check, change and move again. We should live like that every day. because things are happening not continually, they're happening continuously. One is with breaks and the other one is non-stop. What is not going wrong now? That, to me, I've understood over the years, is that the world is in repair mode. But if I don't repair my world, how can I qualify myself to be a carpenter, a builder of the world that is outside here? We all have a contribution to make. You have a company, you have a job or whatever it is, or a project home, and the main person suddenly, he takes leave, he dies. He leaves body, soul leaves body. Then a gap is created, and someone has to live up to that gap. So this is why our words, our actions, our attitude, we should always be empowering others silently. The need for that is really our objective for our next steps. The way this society is built worldwide, there comes a time when retirement comes close, etc., etc., and there is a change in life, hopefully. So in the same manner, when you retire, the company, the organization, or whoever you work for, someone, the company, a forward-thinking company would have someone in trail to be able to take up that responsibility, that position, so that the company does not fall short of you being now a retired person, or you left the job, sorry, or whatever. So in order to be able to strengthen yourself, firstly, today we're talking about the quicksand of things that can go wrong. We are speaking about putting on your oxygen mask first before you assist others. What does that really mean spiritually? It means we need to have, firstly, prime concern and experience of who am I. I am the resident of this body. I am not visible via my physical eyes. I am a spiritual being. Just as the body has 5 senses, the user of the 5 senses has 3 faculties. We can see, smell, etc. What about the user of the body, the one residing in the body? That user has 3 main faculties. 1, the ability to generate thoughts. We are constantly thinking while we are awake. Maybe when we are sleeping, some of us may be thinking too much too. This amount of thought production has to be managed. The second faculty of the soul is the intellect. Mind creates thoughts. Our intellect is like the director of our lives. So it is said you must have a powerful intellect. Mind creates thoughts, A, B, C, D, many options. The intellect now looks at, I mentioned this recently, you have to be Trikaldarshi, big word, knower of the 3 aspects of time. Not knowing it literally, but visionary. Knowing that at present what I am doing, there will be a beneficial aspect in the future. You're clear about that. And when it becomes a memory, it will be a good memory where someone can look at, or you yourself can learn from your past memory. A knower of the past, the present, and the future. So today let us look at seeing how we can strengthen the immune system of the soul, so that the thoughts that the mind produces, the intellect, that faculty of judging, is made stronger, so that when it becomes part of the memory bank This is called sanskars, nature, latent proclivities, all kind of big words. Basically, it's your memory, your personality. So to be able to do that, the number one prescription is go back to understanding who am I. All the virtues of the soul are inside of that one line, who am I, and you work towards experiencing who am I. Soul is an incredibly beautiful and peaceful thing. We have forgotten that. This is not anyone's fault. So it's important time and again. Just like when you go to the doctor and he says, take this medicine, 1 teaspoonful in the morning, in the morning and 1 at night. Meditation should have that same routine. In spite of all your practices, meditation is a sure prescription to begin to know who am I. So let's have a few minutes of silence and experience who am I. Sit in quietly. Just become aware. I am a spiritual star, living energy, in the middle of the forehead between the eyebrows. I am the user, the driver, the master, and the controller of the 5 senses of this body. As I reflect, who am I? My true and eternal nature of peace and the bestower of peace, the unlimited one, a closeness, a feeling of love, a feeling of lightness is experienced. I am light, and God is supreme, the eternal, ever pure truth, living being, an embodiment of bliss, is my eternal parent. In silence, I attract God's company. I feel close, so close to the ocean of love, the ocean of forgiveness, the ocean of peace, and the ocean of purity. With this relationship becoming stronger and stronger in small installments, I return to the full awareness of my body, feeling empowered that I was able to sit in silence consciously and attract the ever pure benevolence of God the Supreme. Om Shanti. Thanks for viewing. And once again, I encourage you, practice this journey of sweet godly love. Thank you again.
Shop at Majestic Supermarket for kind and courteous service. In addition to your grocery list, we also stock perfume and gift sets, household items, over-the-counter drugs, pet food and accessories, footwear, mini hardware items and much more. It's a one-stop shop. We accept TT cards, links and credit card. Visit us at the corner of Little Koma Road and Komodo Main Road, Komodo. Telephone contact 643-94104, Majestic Supermarket.